love working and I love having my own money and being independent. I feel like for the right person, I could mold myself into a traditional wife. But it'd have to be the right person.
What's attractive about the traditional kind of man?
I feel like it's like you're looking after each other, obviously in different ways and measures. But I just love how like you've got a companion and you've got each other's back like in different areas. So obviously he's got you covered in terms of stability, and that could be financial, but obviously like he's providing you a home, he's providing you security, this, that. But then in return, like you're really looking after him, like he's not got to worry about anything else. So obviously food, cleaning, whatever, that's kind of standard. But other things like he's got someone to talk to, like everything's always ready. He only has to worry about protecting and providing, basically. And I feel like when I love someone, like that doesn't, I don't hate it. Like a lot of women just don't like the basically coming across as inferior because you're cooking and cleaning for someone and whatever. But I don't see it in that way, because first of all, I feel like it's a very big job. It's not the only thing you're doing, because obviously you're doing other things, but it is a very big thing to do, and like having the discipline to do it every day and not just do it for yourself, but doing it for someone. And like I said, I do kind of enjoy it. Like when I've got spare time, that's all I ever do. Like I'll be color coordinating shit, like I don't know, and like cooking and whatever, and like trying new recipes. So when I love someone, I feel like I'd love to share that part of me. Do you know what I mean? And especially if he's giving me all this liberty, because obviously I'm assuming I won't have to work, or I won't have to work as much. Maybe like I'll sit on my laptop a couple of times a day just so I've got my own thing going as well. But I've got all this disposable time to actually do something that I kind of like secretly love doing. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like that's kind of cool, like just having each other's back and like having someone to look after and he looks after you. Like I feel like that's so romantic.
No, I hear that. So would you submit to him?
Yeah, but it has, like I said, it has to be someone who's solid. Like I can't have all these men these days who think they high value and think they can do traditional. My man cannot even build an IKEA shelf. Like, please.
I have a question for you. I get that. Would you only be in that traditional relationship with a guy who's high value? Would you not choose, like, you find a guy who you like, he's attractive, etc., you respect him, you care about him, but he's just not high value, but he's still a guy.
But then define high value. Like, what do you think? Like,
well, you said high value, so that's what I'm referencing. So what's high value to you?
To me, it's more of like I think we can grow into it. It depends, like, do I love this man? If I do, then we can build together and grow into this perfect traditional whatever marriage. But I could. It depends. One thing that I find kind of important is obviously the financial side of things, and men hate to hear it, but realistically, if you really want to do like traditional and you want to look after me, you have to have the facilities for that. And the reason why I say this, like me, right? Obviously I'm single right now. I work loads. I go on holidays 5 times a year. I buy myself anything I want whenever I get the chance to, whatever. So I'm not going to give that up either. Do you get what I mean? If you're not happy with that and you can't provide that, then that's fine. I'll just work and we'll do normal, modern, whatever. But if you really want to do traditional, then you'll have to do that, because I do that for myself. So it'll only be right to expect that from a man. Do you get what I mean?
I completely get what you're saying. I think for guys, if they become that guy who can provide a life where you don't have to work, which is a luxury, because most households nowadays need 2 incomes, right? So if you're a woman and you're with a guy,
as well,
might be. But if you're a woman and you're with a guy where you don't have to work, that's a luxurious position. For a lot of guys, to get to that position is a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. When he gets there, I think a lot of guys don't mind doing that for the woman, but then they have a level of expectation from you.
Yeah.
Expectation from you might be, like you said, kind of taking care of the home in that sense, not bringing drama to him. Yeah. Maybe him exercising options. That's something women don't like. Right? So that you're his main girl, and every now and again, if he wants. So here's the thing, right? Men of value, that's a lot what comes with that. Because to be with that kind of guy, right? Because let's be honest, those guys are few and far between. There are plenty of beautiful women out there. So to be with that kind of guy, right? That's a high price guy.
Yeah.
There's a high price that comes with that, right? So in that sense, you can't think, I think it would be unreasonable to think that, okay, what you expect in a normal relationship with a normal guy, for you to expect that with that kind of man, because he's rare, so then there's going to be rare circumstances. Do you see what I'm saying?
But I do understand what you're saying, but I feel like there's two things about it. First of all is I am also giving up a lot by choosing to do this kind of structure with you. So that means I might have obviously, like I said, I'm going to university, whatever. I want a career for myself, whatever, and I'm giving that up.
Obviously, no, you can still do that. It's just your choice. Like, if you don't do it, you're not going to starve.
Yeah, but let's say, right, obviously, even if I do, I need a lot more time to obviously take out of the house. Like I said, in that case scenario, you're looking at he's not going to worry about a thing. So obviously you washing his clothes, like you literally everything's sorted for him. So that takes obviously up a lot of time. So I'm giving up time that could maybe a normal woman would be investing on herself and other things.
I thought you said that you love doing those things.
No, I do. Don't get me wrong, I do. But what I'm trying to say is, let's say like you'll need more hours a day to do it, meaning that you need to sacrifice other things, like including work or maybe seeing friends, whatever, seeing family. Do you get what I mean? Like realistically.
No, that's not true.
No, what you're telling me is going to take you 2 hours of your day to do this thing?
Okay,
it'll take you like maybe.
Where you live right now, do you clean?
Yeah, of course, of fucking course.
Okay, so do you wash your own clothes?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're working full time.
Yeah.
You clean and you wash your own clothes
for myself.
And okay, so you doing that for an extra person when you have all the time in the world is not a full-time job by any means.
Yeah, to be fair, but that's what I mean. Now I've sacrificed my full-time job for this to happen. Do you get what I mean?
No, you're not, because you do that for yourself now, and you're working full-time.
Yeah, but again, realistically. Obviously, the days that I'm working, like let's say 10 hours a day, I'm not coming home and putting a wash in. And I'm probably, in terms of eating, I'll probably just have to have a sandwich. You know what I mean?
So
if he wants like 3 meals a day, whatever, like everything to be proper, solid and standard, then I'll have to give up work realistically. Where am I going to get, like, there's not like 50 hours in one day. Do you know what I mean? Realistically.
Okay, but you eat 3 times a day now, no?
Yeah, I'd say twice on a lucky day.
No, I'm let's just keep it real. Washing clothes, which you're going to do maximum twice a week.
Yeah.
Right?
No, you're not. You don't do it twice a week. You do.
How you're washing your clothes every day in the washing machine?
Not every day, but maybe like definitely like.
Okay, every other day.
Maybe even like 4 times a week.
Okay, let's even say 4 times a week. Yeah. You're putting clothes in the thing, you turn on.
Yeah.
Even with dishes, most places have dishwashers now. It's not, you're not out
but
here with a bucket.
Someone's got loaded and someone's got to take.
That's going to take you 8 hours a day?
No, but what I'm trying to say is, like, if you want to be a proper housewife, not when you just like hoovering like quickly and whatever, like you actually, and like quality meals as well and whatever. I'm not saying that's going to take you 8 hours a day, but it will definitely take you a lot more than quickly like, I don't know, frying an egg like in the morning for yourself. Do you get what I mean?
I understand. I'm not saying I wasn't even
speak like, obviously that's one of the things you're giving up. You are clearly giving up a little bit of time, even if it's an extra 3 hours a day that you typically have for yourself. But I'm assuming like social media, I know a lot of this men, or like most men are not happy with you having like an active social media with pictures and this and that. So you're probably giving up that side of things. Maybe why do you
see it as giving up? Like you doing something that benefits your relationship, you giving something up.
But because you are giving something up.
Okay, but then
I feel like relationships are about sacrificing, and it's not necessarily negative, but you realistically, something that I indulge like in doing, like posting, whatever, I'm not doing anymore, and I'm not complaining about it because I'm doing it for the greater good. But I'm saying, like, from my side, there's also stuff that I'm giving up, and I'm not moaning and complaining because obviously I'm receiving a lot of good things in return. But I'm just saying that it's not just purely the man that's doing all the work in the world, and you just here taking all these benefits and receiving gifts and like sat at home doing nothing. Like, that's not how it works. Do you get what I mean? I do understand, and that's why I said before measures. There's different measures. Obviously, he's working. He's actually physically getting out of the house. Like, there's probably comes with a lot of stress, especially if he makes a lot of money, whatever. But what I'm trying to say is it's not ideal for the women either. Like, probably like certain things, like your normal day-to-day is going to change. Do you get what I mean? And again, I don't want it to sound negative. I'm just saying it will change.
I understand.
Do you get what I mean?
I understand what you're saying. I guess the point I'm making is that being in a relationship like that is a luxury. Because even normal couples, where they both have to work, They both still have to do the shopping.
Yeah.
They both have to do their washing. They both have to make the meals. They both have to clean the house. They're still doing all of that and they're both working. That's the average couple. So if you are a woman...
And that's perfectly fine as well.
That's
why I said like it has to be for the right person and the right individual. So it kind of, you kind of have to find the balance in the beauty in whatever relationship type you're in. And whatever works for you is both. Do you get what I mean?
I get you. I'm only... Again, I guess I'm speaking for the guys here. For that kind of high value guy, what would you be bringing that he can't pay for? So he can pay for a housemaid.
Yeah.
He can pay for a chef, someone to cook, right? He can pay someone to clean the house, right? The clothes. So what, as the woman, the feminine woman in the relationship, what would you be bringing to him that he can't pay for?
If you're loving this episode and these kinds of conversations, then I want to give you something. We recently launched the Kits Angels community. This is a sisterhood for women who are tired of what the dating scene has given them and are ready to take their love lives to the next level. It's a space for you as a woman to not be alone in your journey to love, where we learn, talk, and share our experiences as part of a strong sisterhood, with some leadership and guidance from yours truly, of course. Not to mention never before seen videos from me on how I've led dozens of women to meeting great men. And so as a thank you for watching this episode, I'm giving you a month's membership completely complimentary on me. Just click the Kits Angels link below, and when you join the group, message me the code phrase Angels Podcast and I will pay for your membership. Now back to the episode.
I think a lot of value is like loyalty, knowing that he's got a ride or die, like knowing that he's got someone who's going to be there for him regardless. Obviously, if anything goes wrong with his job, whatever, like just love, affection. Like maybe if, obviously I'm quite family orientated. So someone who's willing to, not everyone a maid or whatever, they're not going to bring up his children, are they? Like someone who's actually willing to provide a family and not just clean and cook, actually make the house into a home. Like,
I agree.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just saying I'm going to hoover and I'm going to wipe whatever the surface is and I'm going to make him like some whatever rice and peas or whatever. Like, I'm actually going to make the house into a home. Do you get what I mean? Somewhere where he can always feel comfortable. Like, also just have like a shoulder to cry on. Like, I feel like if you are constantly working and whatever this, that you need a companion, like not just I don't know, or like you said, like bringing peace, not being a burden, like just having like a little best friend, like I said, someone that he's like excited to see and this and that, like, and I feel like the way I am as well, I'm not even, let's say, right, if I was to have like, imagine this like really luxurious traditional marriage, let's say like we both wake up, like he's got to leave the house at 8, he's got a 9 to 5, right? Imagine, probably doesn't, because if he had a 9 to 5, he wouldn't be loaded, but just for example's sake, we both wake up at 7, he's getting ready, I'm making him food, whatever. Then maybe he leaves the house at 8, I leave the house at 8, I go like do my thing, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He comes back and we have dinner together, and then we could even do something cool together, or he could go like for a pint with his mates. Like if it's not every night, I am quite flexible in that sense. Do you get what I mean? Like I don't think it's a bad thing. It doesn't have to be me every day, all the time, whatever. Like I understand. So even little things like that, like having someone that he's comfortable with, and he could be like, literally, I need to be off time with the boys, or I need to be off time for myself. Like just having someone who's understanding this, that, like that doesn't happen as often as you think. I feel like people, once they get in relationships, they can be very territorial and very like whatever, insecure. They might just want to, especially like you said, you've got a high value man and you've got to protect him at all costs, you know what I mean? So that might turn you into a bit of a, like you just want to make sure he doesn't leave the house, he doesn't meet anyone. But actually having someone who's secure, like I know what value I bring as well. And I know, like, listen, if you leave, like we are both missing out, not just me. So I am more than happy for you to obviously do your own thing. When it comes to bringing other women, like it's just a bit crazy. Like it's just so like the way, because I've had this discussion with men before, because we view cheating differently. Men just view it as an action. Like men just view it in the same way as I'm dieting and I've just had a donut. Like,
oh, you mean sex?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you get what I mean? I feel like men just view it as like just sex.
It's
but
like
for us women, like that gives, it's just you're gonna be thinking, am I not enough? Is she better? Blah, blah, blah. I'm never gonna, you can explain it to me as much as you want, but I'm never gonna see it as he just wanted to have sex. Like so I'm gonna see it as why did he choose her and this and that and whatever. And I can't put up with that on a daily. Even if I know he's seeing other people, women, and I don't know who they are, that is just I'm not mentally, I'm not going to be okay. So I'm not going to
Sure,
lie
I
and say,
don't-
oh yeah, I'm okay with that. And I'm crying myself to sleep every night.
Okay, so here's the thing. I get that, right? For sure. And it's not for every woman, right?
It sure isn't for me. I'm telling you that for free.
But like being with a high value man is not for every woman, right?
But then why does high
But
value...
well,
go on.
what I was gonna say is that, you know, the things you said that you'd bring, like making a house a home, being someone he could be there. That's all the things you would bring to any relationship anyway.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't be like, okay, well, because you're not a high value man, I'm gonna be a fucking bitch to you in this relationship.
Literally,
like
no, I'm joking.
if you go into a relationship with a really good guy who maybe wasn't a quote unquote high value man on paper, you'd be bringing all those things because those are the qualities you bring.
Yeah.
Right. So the reason I asked that is because it's like, okay, what is it? Because like I said, there's a price to being with that high value guy, right? Nothing in this world comes for free.
Yeah.
Right. So, and for a lot of, it's not every couple, I'm not saying it's every couple, right? But for a lot of situations with that kind of guy, the price is he may exercise options elsewhere.
But then why does it come hand in hand? Like, why does high value mean unloyal? And I understand, like you said, he's going to get more female attention and blah, blah, blah. But where's the self-respect and self-control and self-discipline coming into place? If you're able to build everything you've built for yourself, how have you not got the discipline and whatever to stick to a person, to one individual?
So here's one thing that I would say about men and about the masculine. The masculine desires freedom, and generally male mammals in general enjoy sexual variety. I'm not saying it's nice. I'm not saying that every guy should say that. Okay, I understand
because like
that.
see,
but then,
we
but then
just
at the
not
same
like
time,
that.
I'm not. Men and women are different though. Here's the thing, right? The deal before, right? If we're going like back to instinctual evolutionary, right? The deal before was that I, as the male, will provide and protect you, and in exchange, you are exclusive to me. Because here's the thing, right? The main thing for males is we want to make sure that the offspring is ours, right? We want to make sure that the children we have are ours, right? Because the child comes out of you, so you already know it's yours.
Yeah.
We don't know it's ours.
Yeah.
Okay. So the deal before was, okay, well, as the female, right? Generally speaking, the males were the bigger and stronger sex, right?
Yeah.
They're the bigger and stronger gender. So as the male in general, he was the one who was able to protect and even sacrifice his life for you.
Yeah.
Right. And go out there and get it and provide for you. Right. So the old kind of deal was, I will make sure you survive. I'll provide for you. I'll protect you. And in exchange, you are sexually exclusive to me. So I know the children that I die for are mine.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I'm not saying that everybody should be exercising this way.
I'm just,
right?
Can I quickly say,
Yeah,
like,
go for it.
the thing is, like, I hear this all the time and the whole biological and this and that, but we are developed creatures now. Like, we have common sense. We have a lot of things that a lot of animals don't have, and if they do, it's a lot of it's a smaller measure. So how can you not understand that? Let's say you really want to cheat and you're justifying it with your biological needs, but you know
I don't agree
that's
with cheating. I just want to say, like, I'm just not cheating
that's
if you're
gonna
disclosing
bring
it.
me a lot of distress. So why would you do it? Like, why you might really want to do something, but if you knew, how's that gonna, like, just emotional intelligence, very basic emotional intelligence, like, you know what consequence that's gonna have, and you know how's that gonna make feel someone else, not yourself, because you'll probably feel like shit anyways after. Like, you'll probably feel like shit afterwards. So
okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Like, why do you not care about the other person?
It's
like,
not that I don't care,
the
but it's
desire
like,
is gonna be there, and that's fine. Again, like, everyone's always like justifying it with a whole biological narrative, but how can you not make a separation? It's like going back to the diet analogy, right? If you are dieting, right, and there's a bag of Maltesers, and you know if you have one singular Malteser, you're going to put on immediately 7 kg, you know the consequence. Would you do it? No, you'd stick to your diet. So that's the exact same thing. If you know that if you cheat and your girl finds out, she's either going to leave, and if she doesn't leave, things are going to be different.
So I'm
would you not?
I'm not condoning cheating, right? If a guy says, oh, I'm exclusive to you, he should do that.
Yeah.
Right? He should be a man of his word. I'm saying where if you're dealing with that kind of guy, a lot of what comes with that territory is he's like, hey, you're the person I choose, but I may exercise options elsewhere if I want to at times. Now, here's the thing. I get what you're saying, like, oh, evolutionary speaking, we've come a long way, etc. Technology advanced. But you're still trying to fulfill your evolutionary imperative, which is to choose a man who's on your level and above. Women earn hold on. Women earn their own money now. They're successful and independent, but you would not choose a guy who was below you. Because that's your evolutionary imperative. So even though we've come this way, why do you have to, you still have to satisfy that evolutionary imperative? And it's like, sure. And
but at the end of the day, it doesn't hurt anyone. Like,
yes, it does, because it means that there's a guy out there who misses out on a potential good woman because he doesn't earn enough money.
There's a guy out there who's getting all the perks of thingies. So you can't just really think for everyone. Do you get what I mean? You can think for your partner, like you said, like just be a bit more like I don't know, like you've chosen to be in a certain commitment. Like what? I don't know. I just really struggle to understand cheating.
So like I said, I want to understand that
it's
not cheating. It's not cheating. If you are openly disclosing this is how it's going to be, it's not cheating.
True, but
because there are people in open relationships, right? So that means it's not cheating for them.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
But that's the thing. Like, it might seem happy. Like, I just know, even if you agree to it, something inside of you like will wanna know, like, who are these girls? There's that. Why is he choosing them? Like, blah blah blah. Like,
it takes a woman. It takes a woman to. She has to really understand
and desensitize herself. Like, I feel like those are even intrusive thoughts. Like, I could sit and lie to myself and be like, yeah, I don't care. Like, he's doing all these things for me. Like, the least I can do is give him freedom, whatever. But really and truly, like, I don't know. I just feel like it's.
You're right.
Crazy.
It takes a very secure woman to be with that kind of.
Not even just secure, because it's not even a case of. Like I said, it's more of a thought thing. I'm not scared of him leaving. I'm not scared of him choosing someone else. I'm not scared of whatever, like anything being better with them girls than it is with me. But it's more of a mental health thing for myself. Like, do you get what I mean?
Sure. And maybe that kind of guy's not suited for you. That's okay.
Yeah, definitely isn't. I know that. I know for a fact.
Because the thing is like, you know, like athletes and NBA players, right? Football players. Do you think their girlfriends don't know?
But the thing is,
like when they're playing matches elsewhere, when they're on the road, do you think they don't know?
We've made it so socially acceptable. Like back in the day, think about like, I don't know actually, because obviously different cultures are different. But I feel like I don't know, but back in the day it was kind of like embarrassing to be a cheat. Do you get what I mean? But now these days, like if you're a high value man and you cheat, like. That's just...
Okay, well, like I said, I'm differentiating cheating is saying, oh, I'm going to be exclusive.
Oh, no, okay, I'm just going to say what? Polygamous, is that what we're calling it?
Sure, exercise his options.
Yeah, so...
But the thing is though, like if we're being on historically...
These days, like we're gassing it up so much, like especially men, whatever, we're making it almost like, you know, like a rich man, he has cars, he's got houses, and he's got to have women as well as part of his status, as part of showing status.
That's what men want.
And that's crazy. Like if we cut that off like from the beginning, like this would, like what I'm trying to say is, I don't think it even is as much of a biological thing. It's definitely a social and a status thing. If let's say, obviously I do music videos, obviously a model. You'll never, very, very, very rarely you'll see like a female music video and it's just bare like men semi-naked dancing. Like, or if anything, it'll be quite artistic. Do you get what I mean? But for obviously men, like they'll hire all these girls, like they're wearing small clothes, whatever. Like females have always been a sign of like success for men and whatever, like having loads of women. So it is definitely a social thing more than it is a biological thing.
No, you're wrong. Sorry.
I just feel like it definitely is a social thing.
I'm not saying there isn't social status that comes along with that, for sure. Like for example, right, being with a guy who is successful, that gives you status as a woman, right? But that's not the reason why you're there. It's because you want to be with this kind of quality guy, right? It does afford you status if you're with a successful guy, but you're not there, oh, the only reason I'm here is because he's like successful. Like those are girls who are like gold diggers or they just care about clout, right?
Yeah.
They're clout chasers, right? That's what that is. But for you be with that kind of guy because you're like, oh, I see value in this person. That's why I'm going to choose him. And I'm not saying, here's the thing. I'm not saying that as a woman, you have to accept it. But I'm saying that comes with the territory for a lot of the time.
I feel like how much value would it add to a man for him to actually suppress this biological need and actually be faithful to one woman?
Here's the thing.
That's when he becomes a solid 10 out of 10. If the looks are there, the ambitions there, he's family orientated, he is deemed to be a high value man, and he's faithful. Like I feel like that's.
So here's the thing. Why do you think it's his job to be what you want?
I'm not saying it's his job to be what I want. I just think I mean, to be fair, it kind of works that way. Like for my partner to be my partner, he has to be what I want, and for me to be my partner's partner, I need to be what he wants.
Well, that's my
That's
point.
exactly
Maybe
how
that
it
guy's
works.
maybe those kind of guys
Like
are not
you
meant for
wouldn't
you.
be, yeah. No, exactly. And I've not denied that for a second. I'm just, what I keep repeating is I really, really struggle to understand that. And I feel like it's just like a really good quality to have because it's really rare. It's so rare for men to be actually truly loyal and not want to exercise options.
It's not rare. It's just the kind of guys that you want. They're the kind of guys in the position where they don't have to be, which is why they're not doing it. But shall I tell you what? I get what you said, but let me give you the equivalent, right? I said you the equivalent. Guys don't understand why you have to have a guy on your level above. Because as a guy, I'm pretty sure 99% of women I've ever dated or been with have not been as like necessarily on my level.
What's the word for it? There's a
hypergamy.
Word. Yeah.
Okay. Why do you have to be hypergamous? Because as guys, because thing is, as guys, right, we quote unquote date down all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Right?
Because
so why
because
can't
you're looking for someone to adapt to you. You're looking for someone to mold.
No,
to
because
you.
because men and women look
and
for
the only
things.
the only way you can do it. There's a couple of things about it. I'll reply to your question in a second, but there's a couple of things about the whole hypergamous thing because it works for you as well because you will never want someone who's above you because you'll feel like you could be dominated. Men don't like that.
No,
men don't like women
to
have any power over them. So if I make more money than you, you're gonna find that intimidating. No, you telling me you'd be happy to be with a girl who makes double the money you do?
I don't care how much she makes.
Yes, you do.
Hold on.
Why are you lying?
No, the point I'm saying is that whether she makes $1 million or whether she only makes 20K a year does not affect how much I'm attracted to her, right? Because let me give you an example. Taylor Swift, happy relationships, right? No guy she's ever been with has ever been on her level ever.
Yeah.
Well, guys just don't care about how successful a woman is. It doesn't make her more or less attractive. We just look for different things.
No, but that's different because I feel like this high value men that we're talking about, I don't think they'll allow a girl to be superior financially or in other ways. But
most they just don't care. And if we're being honest, 9 times out of 10, the kind of women that he's attracting are just not going to be on his level anyway. Because most girls are looking at their level and above, aren't they?
But what was the original question? Why are we hypergamous? Or like
why is it important for you to date a guy on your level? Why can't you just treat him like his personality?
I don't think
and be loyal to him.
I don't think it is that important. Like, because end of the day, like we say these things, and this is like all these ideal case scenarios, but you'll end up meeting someone who might have a similar job to you, and he's not necessarily anything better. Obviously, you do want something who's on your level or above because
why though?
I feel like one, it saves a lot of headache. Like end of the day, like from what I've heard anyways, like men do have it in them to want to look after someone. No. We don't have it in us to want to, like, do you get what I mean? I don't know. I just feel like it saves a lot of headache. But then it depends.
Why can't you look after him?
I could, but I feel like I'd have to be like madly in love with this man. I feel like we do always forget, like in all this podcast I always go on, we never consider like stuff like genuinely just falling in love with someone. Like you could meet a guy and he might not be the richest, but you really like him. But then obviously you're trying to build something for yourself. So
hope you really enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full episode where that clip is from, then I want you to click right here where you can watch the full episode. And if you're ready to claim your man today, enroll in my program below and I'll see you there. Wishing you an amazing day.